These are the 10 most difficult food challenges I've ever done. Dun, dun, dun. The funny thing about that one was that the chef said in the video that he'd get the name of my channel tattooed on him if I won, which I thought was just kind of bullshitting, but in the end he actually did do that. Instantly I was like...
Cracked the door open.
I just opened the door and went...
Okay, and the number 1 hardest food challenge Beard Meats Food has ever done.
And I'm Josh.
And welcome back to the Breaking Beard podcast, where this week I will be explaining to my co-host how to use an iron so that your clothes are not creased.
I went to the gym and I had to put it in a bag. Does it look bad?
Yeah. It looks bad just because what the fuck kind of colour is that? Kind of off mint green.
Well, that's exactly what colour it is. But I normally wear black, but I thought I'd just switch it up a little bit this week.
See, the key is to wear a t-shirt so inappropriately tight for you that it doesn't matter if it's creased because your body kind of pushes out the creases. How have you been?
All right, we just had a bit of a catch-up next door in the studio where George has been putting the behind the scenes together from our last tour, which was, it seems like it was months ago.
Because it was months ago. Yeah.
When were it?
April, wasn't it?
April time, where I took a...
May.
May?
It was May. It was the first week in May, I think.
Where I took a camera with us around on the whole trip, and admittedly, when we were recording it, I thought there's no chance we can make anything out of this footage. But we can.
No, it turns out you can't.
No,
they've tried.
George, come on. What are you saying?
It's hilarious.
So excited.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm sure the 1,200 people that will watch it will be...
I wish 1,200 people would watch it.
1,200 is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, Mr. Fucking Big Shot over there.
Shut
with your
the fuck
expensive,
up.
stupid T-shirt on that don't fit you. Should we do some YouTube comments?
Sure.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
Pump up the volume, George. I mean the volume.
Okay, first comment. OMG, what a boring conversation.
That's the whole comment?
That's the whole comment.
The fuck are you trying to ruin our day?
Put like a correct. Can you put like a ding?
Yeah,
Was it like correct? Yeah, well done. No flies on you.
Next comment from Andrew Benson, in quotes. The thought was there, the execution was not. Absolutely sums up this brilliant podcast.
Yeah.
There's a guy that like a podcast business that's on this corridor here, and he just called me making a coffee before, and he's like, I listened to your podcast. It's like it's so natural, it's great. And I'm like, you listen? Why are we listening to that? Because he like works on big podcasts. There's this guy down the road here doing like advertisements and whatnot. I said, can you give us some tips?
Yeah. Did he give you any tips?
He says, come down and have a chat with us.
That's going to be a one.
How many of them chats have we had?
Chat. Like I'm not going to be involved in
Lad,
that.
I wouldn't even dream of taking you to that chat.
I wouldn't dream of going. So like, cool.
I was getting ready
Both
for work
happy.
this morning and my dad were listening to it. Which I hate. I just find that so strange.
Fuck almighty. Some of my friends listen to it, and I'm like,
You've got friends?
yeah, I'm surprising. But some of my like distant old friends. But anyway, what's the next one?
I told you, weird energy.
I've just given like a double dose of coffee though, so I'm hoping it like...
Yeah.
I've had a double dose of coffee. Sorry, I keep interrupting. I got a coffee from Starbucks on way in, and I asked for decaf, and I didn't get decaf, so I'm feeling a little bit...
Fucking buzzing meat!
Next comment from Derek Laufman. The beauty of the podcast is that even when it's off the rails, it's still endlessly entertaining.
Oh, cheers, Des. He comments quite a lot, doesn't he? If I'm not mistaken, I think he has a cartoon. Sometime. Yeah. See, Des. I see all you. Well, maybe not all of them, but I see some of your comments.
He's the one that's the artist, the...
Makes sense as to why he's got a piece of art. As
Talented human.
Next comment from Nick Barker. He'd have to go up on her is quite literally the funniest thing I've ever heard on a podcast. Had to pause and rewind a few minutes to catch up on what I'd missed whilst laughing so much. So hilarious. Keep up the good work,
That
folks.
was funny, yeah. You have your moments, don't you?
Has Amron seen it?
Yeah.
What's he saying?
So-
He takes it a bit personal, doesn't he?
So I thought he'd get a bit butthurt by it. Just to be a bit like... He's not good at taking height jokes, I don't think. I think he's quite insecure about it.
Oh, no,
But-
you need to be like, come on.
But to be fair, he did take it quite well. He said, well, I've got magic fingers, so fuck you.
Well. Bit of advertisement for Hullabaloo as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. And last comment from CP. Oof. The tension between Josh and Adam was weird today. I'm sure it's nothing to do with Adam fobbing off literally everything Josh says.
Are you new here, man? Don't I do that like every week? That's essentially like I'm gonna put on my bio. Josh Fobberoffer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do it like all the time, don't I?
Fobberoffer of the Clout Chaser. I mean, I'm so tempted to go down that Reddit rabbit hole. Like, it's...
Should, man.
I can't even read I don't even read the comments of the videos that go out. You did the pizza one this weekend, didn't you? Did that go down well?
Yeah, really well. The pizza went down well. I mean...
the performance, not good, no?
I think it was a lot of people, as usual, did not particularly... We're not entirely enamoured with the style of it, but...
It's not just negative bias at this point. We're not just like...
Yeah,
I mean, like negative bias.
I mean, some people will enjoy it, but it's not really the point. I mean, like, I'm used to that now. And you'll be happy. I did put in the pinned comment. Don't worry, the next 10 episodes are entirely crewless. So chill, you know.
Well, I read one comment and it was about the sort of like interjecting of like the memes and stuff in the edit.
I'm gonna say,
And
George, you
someone
did
was
put
like-
a few too many of those in there.
Yeah, but that's an older video. So
yeah.
we'd done that ages ago, and then videos since we'd cut those down. But
Yeah, man.
Don't stress,
so
man.
that's why there's more in that one.
Don't
But,
stress.
but I saw one negative comment about that, and then I saw like 3 positive ones about them. So
Yeah. Well, had you spent longer in the comments, like the owner of the channel, you would have seen an overwhelming majority of negative comments. But it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Push it wrong up. Did I bring that
I
up?
thought it was to do.
Did I just kibosh as a podcast there?
What?
Did I just bring that up?
So it's all. I think the majority of people who just watch and don't comment would probably have enjoyed it. Whether they enjoy it more or less doesn't really matter. It required a crew, especially on that day, given what I was going through. So, like, otherwise
to
we'd
be
be no
fair,
video. So
you are looking at the video there. You weren't there. We're nuts. Can you do us a favour, mate? We turn you're in a different climate to us, but like your aircon's on at like 25.
it's not even that hot. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, because you'll be like fasted, won't you? Oh, I fast.
Are you hot, George?
nope.
Look, he's in a fucking jumper, man. It's like winter over
So
in that corner.
who's the anomaly here then?
Right. Let's get this thing
Get
back
on with it.
Adam, we posed it to you to
Yeah.
prepare an episode for us.
The fuck you did?
I literally put it in the chat. Didn't I?
We did, and you've done
What?
it.
Oh, all right.
Don't panic.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You asked me like for the 10 most difficult food challenges I've ever done.
Yeah. So and
Oh,
we know,
that's it?
we love like
Well, I thought you
we
were
know you
that-
like to talk about, you know.
No, I hate it. It's good. It's like there are literally bullet points. It's going to take 8 minutes. So I hope there's some other show notes.
No. So just drag about a bit. So welcome to the new section of Adam explaining the top 10.
Like, there's got to be some like engagement here. Like you. I don't even remember what I wrote down. So somebody's gonna have to like drop me like, oh yeah, this is number 1 or whatever. And I don't think it's that entertaining, but cool. Yeah, I suppose we're scraping the bottom of the very deep barrel at this point. Yeah. What is it? 128 episodes or
I
something?
think so.
These are the 10 most difficult food challenges I've ever done. Dun dun dun. Is that right?
Perfect.
Admittedly, though, they might not be the most objectively 10 difficult. It was just 10 that sprang to mind as being quite
Yeah, that
difficult.
makes sense. You've done what, 500 videos or something at this point. Like how could you?
Yeah, and I only really wanted to commit.
I
about
don't
10
even know
minutes
how
to
you can
preparing.
Like when people say to you, "Oh, you remember when you did this?" I'm surprised you can even remember when people say that to you.
Well, a lot of time I don't remember,
Right.
unless it's something very noteworthy. Which, so if somebody says to me, "I remember that time that
Do you remember that?
you got spanked." Oh yeah, I remember that.
No, it's
quite
tricky.
fun.
No, it's tricky. Let's fucking go. Just follow you on Instagram.
I don't know. I'm not.
Look at him. Oh, I don't know if you follow us on Instagram. You
You
should.
can perfectly. How many? What, you sleeping with all the people that you follow on Instagram?
Whoa.
Calm down.
Well, let's not throw accusations around like that. I never accused you of sleeping with
what?
Nurse Ricky.
I know you. I know this, right? Okay, what I'm saying is, can you just be a little bit more professional because she is a person after all. Yeah.
The cheek of you. Anyway, we decided to ask Adam what was his 10 most difficult food challenges of his entire life. And
You know what you need to go to? You know those people, I don't know if they still exist, you know, they tell people how to speak properly for presenting purposes. I don't mean to like remove your accent, I just mean to like...
there's been a few of those comments recently.
yeah, well, no, the
Can't
accent.
understand that,
No, the
fella.
accent is what gives you character, but like you could be a little clearer in.
Media training.
Yeah, maybe a little more of that. Yeah. But to be fair, we wouldn't want him to behave like he did on those octagon things, right? I'd like him to like dress like that, maybe.
Should we suit up one week?
There was. Were you at that time you had that dicky bow on? You looked actually
Yeah,
pretty snazzy.
That was the Paul Smith fight, wasn't it? You know, when he...
Oh, do you know Paul Smith? You never mentioned him.
It's better than you naming some unranked eater from Mississippi. Oh yeah, do you know my mate Deep Dish Dave from fucking Alabama?
Deep Dish
oh yeah, of course I know who that is.
That's got to be.
That sounds like a good channel name.
Somebody needs to get that handle now. If
Deep Dish Dave.
That's got. In fact, I'm checking. Go on, get on with it.
Listen,
then.
right, George, you tell us the list. I'm going to Google what video he's on about. I'm going to look at it and go, yeah, it looks pretty hard, that, mate. And he'll go, yeah, really hard,
That'll be it. I thought this was going to be a 10-minute section.
We've got other bits and bats for the podcast,
cool.
but I wanted to just see you.
There is a Deep Dish Dave. In fact, there are several Deep Dish Daves.
What, on YouTube or Instagram?
No, just Instagram. Oh, that's private. That's a bit of a waste.
So number 10, Papa Pete's in Bennington, Vermont, Pancake Challenge.
Yeah, reasonably recent, that one. Yeah, a lot of people kind of razz me about that one because that was very difficult. Like I said, it's in Vermont, which is a very beautiful place, and Papa Pete's is a little kind of dine that's kind of locally renowned. And now this Pancake Challenge, which I think has been around like 10, 15 years.
This one?
The top one of those two. To be fair, I could have equally picked those. I actually, in the interest of spoiling it on purpose, I lost this one. So I thought, like, if it's the most difficult list, there have to be some fails in there, right?
Yeah.
I suppose technically it should all be fails of the 10. But anyway, yeah, it's a pancake challenge. And the interesting thing about it is I'll tell you how much it costs in precisely 4 seconds.
I think there's like a common theme with you and pancakes, though.
Shut the fuck up a second. $40 is what it costs, which does seem like quite a lot, but it is the north kind of east part of America, so you would expect probably more... a slightly elevated RPI, maybe.
Was it the pancakes that were the hard part of the challenge, or was it that particular challenge?
No,
the quantity.
No, the pancakes are always difficult for me. I don't know why, but it had not been beaten in 7 years. The last time it was beaten was by a football player, apparently. And
we'd know.
No. I didn't know him, so I see no reason that you. I don't think he was like a high end one, maybe like a local football player, or like played.
Right.
Not Little League, what do they call it? Maybe college
Sunday
football
League.
or something. They don't have that, do they? College
Their
football,
version
whatever. Yeah, the interesting thing about it is there's no actual time limit other than that it has to be done by the point at which they close the cafe restaurant thing, right?
Right.
That what made it more difficult than I think it otherwise would have. I mean, it's like 3 of their. They've got a name for them. But like 3 of their massive pancakes, right, basically. And one of these things, most people don't finish, right? Because they're so big and thick. They're like fucking gym mats, man. You know what I mean? They didn't taste bad or anything by any means. And the woman that owns the place is really, really nice. But they are thick pancakes.
And how many of them did you have to eat?
3. So 3 really large pancakes. And the problem with it, what made it more difficult is that you have to tell them that you come in at a certain time because they want to cook them for your arrival. Which, if they want to do that, like, cool. But I think I arrived at like, I want to say 11, and she had them on the griddle since like 9 or something, or like she had them on like way before I actually got there, and you could kind of tell them that they dried out quite a lot. So I'm using ridiculous amounts of syrup in this video to try and get them down. But I don't know what it is. I think I failed the pancake challenges loads, man. There's the one that you just brought up, then I didn't put it in the list, but there was another one, All South.
That one where we're in like a little pot, and you kept cutting it. It just seemed to like expand.
Yeah. They were kind of like corn flour pancakes, so they were like different, but like, they were huge. But in both scenarios, the stack is like the fact that a football player's beaten that. I was kind of like, I imagine it might not have been quite the same.
Yeah.
Not in the interest of. I mean,
a bit of beard meets food tax on there.
I think maybe a little.
Bit of blue Tic Tacs.
But yeah. But it tasted cool, and the people there were really nice, and there was a lot of engagement from the staff and whatnot. There was a guy that I said, I think in the video, looked like the villain from Saw. And I said that in the commentary, which I think a lot of people like. I'm not sure if he liked the comparison. I'm sure he doesn't kill people or anything, but yeah, that was a really difficult one. That's one that I would actually like to go back because I think I can. I think I have the skills to do it. But I think I was at the end of a 8-part trip, so probably not the best time to attempt it. But I'd like to go back.
How long ago was that?
I think it was about June-ish last year when I filmed it. I don't know when it went up.
Right.
I think you said it went up about 8 months ago. Do the maths on that. But
Filmed it June, just went up now. It was when I was at Nathan's last year. It was that trip, so it probably would have gone up, I would imagine, in August, September, end of August, beginning of September, maybe.
I've just had a look. Coming in, the next on the list was the Burgatory challenge, is that right?
No.
Oh, I've done this.
let George do the George thing.
Coming up next on the list is the public house, Sylvan Lake,
Yeah,
Alberta.
So what Josh just said, yeah, the Burgatory challenge.
Burgatory challenge.
He was right. Can I get like a little sound effect dash where I can play sound effects on it? Is that just you? That's
Just me.
you shaking
I'll
it.
plumb one in. I'll get one plumbed
What
in.
sound effect
I
do
might
you
just
want?
bring one and it like makes one and the mic will just pick it up.
Yeah.
Have like a little ping. Yeah, sadly that place has closed now, so you can't attempt the challenge, right? But that was in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, and it's a place called Public House. And the funny thing about that one was that the chef said in the video that you'd get the name of my channel tattooed on him if I won, which I thought was just kind of bullshitting. But in the end, he actually did do that.
How many people have got tattoos of you?
I know of at least 3 people
That's
that have either my
mental.
logo or no, but the logo I still don't understand it, right? But like when people just get like in some seemingly a random or arbitrary font, beard meets food just written
Yeah.
on them, I'm kind of like,
I think the logo's pretty cool.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, at least it looks kind of. But why would you get that tattooed on you? Like, come on, man. Like, I take the compliment, but I feel like.
Did you ever think when you were growing up that somebody would be getting your logo tattooed on them?
No, in fact, when at least two of those people say, "Can I do this?" As if like that's not really my
It's your
place.
body.
But I'll talk them out of it. I'm like, you can, but I would probably not do that. You know, like maybe get like almost anyone else's logo tattooed on you. Get like a Nike swoosh or like 3 Adidas stripes.
Get
if you feel
Randy's
like it.
teddy bear.
Get Randy's teddy bear, or maybe just like a Randy's face or something. I don't know. But yeah, the thing about that was that made it difficult. It was 2, if I recall, 3-pound burger patties. So you've got 6 pounds of pure meat, which nobody wants to do.
That's like 3 kilos, isn't it? Just less than 3 kilos of meat.
Yeah, just less like 2.8 or something like that. And then it's sandwiched between 3, what they call the Pig Mac. So it's like a Big Mac flavored pizzas. So 3 of those forming the buns. And don't get me wrong, the pizza tastes nice. The meat was nice as well. It kind of like fell apart a little, which was handy. But so when he told me it's like 2-3 pound patties, and I'm like, oh my god! So like the pizzas are going to be like at least a pound, and probably not a pound, given how big the patties were.
Yeah.
So in the end, that felt like above 10 pounds to me, in the end. So that was, I mean, you could tell how hard that was. Well, a lot of people in the comments tend to say like, oh, if you didn't get dessert, you know it's hard, right? And it was hard. Another one where I happened to shit myself afterwards on the way to the toilet. I think I told that story on the podcast at the time.
Yeah.
You will sense a common theme among some of these that there is some pantry
10 pounds of food is like babies are like, what, 6, 7, 8 pounds?
It was a good one that though, because like I don't want to say I was phoning it in, but on that trip you don't get many food challenges that are 10 pounds because like who would attempt them?
Yeah,
you know the whole point is like they're usually kind of like 4 to 6 because people then think they've got a shot at it, and so it's nice now and then to do a really big one because what adds to the entertainment is that it's hard to finish for me, which is not always the case, right? But when you're doing like real food challenges, it's not the case that they're going to be really difficult, right? But that one was difficult, and it felt good to do it because at the end it was one of those. In recent memory, it's the only one I thought I was going to lose, like where I almost stopped. Yeah. Because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to shit my pants here, and I didn't, and I kept going, and I got it down,
and then shit your pants.
Yeah, then I shit my pants afterwards. But like, the funny thing about that one is it like didn't hurt for that long afterwards. Like it hurt a lot at the time. And I had to drive to, I forget where I was staying, but it was probably a couple of hours.
That's having experienced that with you where you've done like a volume challenge. Like the aftermath is minging George because like he'll eat all that, then he'll immediately goes and gets like litres of Coke, like Diet Coke, and just starts necking it.
Because I don't neck it, do I? But the fizz helps to break it down. If you're eating something really heavy, you don't really want to drink, but you can't tell yourself like I need to.
It's like extra bloat as well.
Yeah, because it's a bit of bloat. But then what happens? I don't want to get gross about it, but like it'll break things down. You'll let some air out, and that will like relieve some in the long term. That gradually relieves the tension of it. But yeah, that one was really difficult. But the guy was really nice to do the chef that owned the place. It's sad that it's closed down now, but I suppose that's the restaurant industry.
It's good that we got your tattoo and not the restaurant's tattoo, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least you've lasted a bit longer.
Although he could just call his next restaurant the same name, I suppose, if he had it tattooed on him.
True that.
Anyway.
It would have been his restaurant, but like the chef.
You know, he owned it.
Oh, right,
he actually owned the place.
Okay, fair enough then. What's next?
Next one. Ippon Ramen, Whitby, Ontario Spicy Ramen Challenge.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually one of my favorite videos.
Is that one?
No, that's a different ramen one, which is also on the list.
okay.
I think the Ippon ramen one in Whitby, which I always find funny. Like Ontario has like a lot of English coastal names. There's like Whitby, Scarborough. I think there's like a Finley. I don't know if there's a Bridlington in Ontario, but anyway, it's a spicy ramen challenge. I actually had the rule. I didn't give you the rules, which is
It's called Ippon.
Sorry, lads.
Not going. You've taken over now. Like you get the floor.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Sure.
What the fuck do you want me to do?
Not play.
It's your fucking video, you daft.
I'm gonna tell you, don't need to play the video, do you?
I'm looking.
You fucking
Yeah,
suck,
I'll go
Fanny.
sit next door. Go, carry on.
Yeah, so I didn't want this section to last too long, so I'm trying to like, keep it kicking, right? So you get 9 minutes to finish it. The cool thing about it, it's like a bowl of ramen, right? So like noodles, meat, eggs, some stuff, cilantro, maybe, I don't know. But you get, if you finish it, you get it free, and you get a don't ask me why, $77 voucher. But you also get to eat as much food as you want for free in that same sitting afterwards. So you can take the piss with that. I didn't. I just got 2 slices of cheesecake. But what makes it difficult is you only get 9 minutes, and it's like a £5 bowl of ramen, which is already difficult to eat. Well, for me, anyway. Some people are really good at eating noodles. You might have seen some of those some videos of usually
Speed
ladies
eating
eating noodles really quickly. I cannot do that. But I like the video because I just about did it. I think I had like 16 seconds left. And it's always good if you get right down the wire. Naturally, that lends a lot to the entertainment value. But it's difficult. It's not. I think only 2 people have ever done it. Me and a guy called Darian Thomas, who's the #1 ranked eater in Canada. One of my good friends. He also did it. He did it quicker than me. I think he did it like last year, like 7 minutes or something. Little motherfucker.
And then the next one was Tattooed Goose, Doncaster, Bitch Please Breakfast Challenge.
Yeah, man, that was rough. That was quite a long time ago now, but it was like a breakfast challenge, right? And I've done loads of those over the years. The thing that made that hard is it's cost 30 quid, I think, and you get 30 minutes to finish it. But I think it was like 10 of everything. But the thing that made it difficult is that normally if you do like a fry up challenge in England, the ingredients to those kind of like pretty low grade. That's what makes them enjoyable, right? But pretty low grade, cheap meat. You know, like the sausages will go, like they're easy to get down. And this was all from like a local butcher, where everything wasn't cheap. You know, it was all like, so the sausages were dense, they're really chewy, hard to get through. Tasted lovely, really herby. The black pudding came out in these big kind of triangular wedges of black pudding, and even that was hard to eat. Normally, black pudding is like down, you know, because it's mushy. And I think I did that with maybe like a minute left. And what made that really difficult was that you only get 30 minutes, and it's like, I don't know, it's like £9 of food or something. It's a big breakfast. And nobody had ever. I think it had been around like 3 years, and nobody had ever done it. And I don't know if they still do it, but I don't think anyone has done it since. Could be wrong. But yeah, that was actually one. Funnily enough, when I drove home from that, that's the only time, well, one of 2 times that the Tesla nearly died on the way home because it was freezing cold, and I thought it had more mileage than it actually did.
For the video, people that are watching this on YouTube, you should overlay these just like clips of it, just so you can see it. Because the fucking bread on that bit is like that thick. And there's a half a loaf of bread, you know, in toast next to it, plus fried bread.
I couldn't do that now.
Why?
I just
too much quantity.
I'm just not as good. Yeah, like you have to have enough capacity for it. I probably got I could do that probably in an hour now, but I'm not sure I could do that in half an hour now because that's a lot to eat in that amount of time.
What was the prize for it?
Just got a free meal.
Free meal.
That was not even a flipping t-shirt.
Free meal and YouTube ad revenue.
Number 5 was Kirsch's Long Island, New York kitchen sink ice cream challenge.
Oh, Krisch.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Krish's.
That was I hated that because, well, I didn't hate the challenge. The challenge is cool. But I hated it because it was the first in like, you know, say 8 or 9 part series that I shot in Long Island. And it was the first one. It's always kind of like ruins the vibe, I think, a little bit to lose the first episode, right? But it's essentially a giant. I had to do it because it's a giant ice cream challenge, which is served in an actual sink. You know, so I thought it was cool for the thumbnail. But it costs $50. You get an hour to do it. 150 or more people have attempted and lost. And 4 people ever have won. And judging on who won, like I think Randy has done it, I think. This woman that I used to know, I met her once, called Stephanie Wu. She had done it. And I thought, like, if they've both done it, I should be able to do this, no problem. And the thing is that you know, I'm like really terrible at planning.
Yes.
And I'm not really much of a tactician when it comes to doing these things. So they bring it out to you, and they bring it in a tray of ice so that the ice cream does not melt for the sake of, I guess, getting pitched and whatnot. But what I didn't know is that you're allowed to take it out of the ice tray. So I left it in the ice tray so it did not melt. So obviously if it melted, it would be easy. So I'm just digging at like rock hard ice cream. And then I think about 25 minutes, I'm like, you fucking idiot. Why didn't you take it out of the tray, right? And
it reminds me of when we did that. It's gone out, hasn't it? The Burger Challenge in Germany, round 1, I guess, with all the sauce on it. Is that gone out yet?
no,
Oh, all right, okay.
that's not going out for ages. Man.
Leave that bit, Josh. But you were not very good at tactically in that one either.
I'm just, yeah, but it being that hectic, doesn't that lend a little bit to it? Imagine if I could take it mega seriously, like open your water in advance and like you got all your stuff there, your condiments ready, like, nah, man, you do that as you go.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about that is, actually, I was about a mile away from there when I just flew back from JFK.
Yeah.
And I was tempted, like, I thought I can't eat all the ice cream and then fly home. But I was tempted to go back and try it again. But I didn't. And actually, I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that somebody, I don't know who it was, but I heard that somebody was filming a video there, like maybe early this year or the end of last year, and they were trying to do the challenge, right? And they threw up into the... This is gross. They threw up back into the bowl of ice cream and then tried to carry on ice cream, eating.
Like a
and
dog.
the staff member said, you broke the rules, you're not allowed to throw up. Can you stop filming? And, you know, and this person had then like done a video like trying to put them on blast, complaining that, and now they don't, I don't know if this is right, but now I heard that because of that, they don't let people film there, which is a real shame if that happens. But this person's like, man, like I threw up, but I was going to keep eating, and they kicked me out. And it's like, well, if you threw up, you lost, man. Like, and also, like, if you throw up in a restaurant full of people, I think, to me, it's perfectly polite for the restaurant to say, hey, look, man, if you're feeling that way out, would you mind, like, going outside so you don't put off the customers and make a mess of the floor?
Have you ever spewed in a restaurant?
No.
No?
Not in a restaurant,
Like
no.
at the table, at the desk?
No, I've done a couple of puke saves. Where we're like, but no, I've never thrown up in a
Like that kid who did the chug challenge. That's a honking video of that.
Oh, yeah. What was his name again?
I don't know, C16, I can't remember.
Was it C16?
Fucking
Airsoft Patty, that was it.
What's next, George?
That's not me saying anything negative about it. That's his actual handle, I think.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sorry to interrupt this episode. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about our Patreon. As you know, we don't take on any old sponsorships around here. In fact, we've only done 2 in the last 2 years. That's why we need Patreon. That's where you guys come in. Each week, we do a Patreon-only episode. Fancy going to watch Kung Fu Panda 4? Yeah, go on.
No, I'd just call you for that, dickhead.
I'm not shagging you. Anyway, George, as well as behind-the-scenes content from all our trips abroad, all the antics, and all the stuff that we've frankly can't post on YouTube. There's a great community being built, and the money generated helps keep this sinking ship afloat. If not, George is going to have to go back to selling his ass for money. You get early access to every episode, and there's a Patreon-only episode with every podcast. Not only that, there's almost a year's worth of behind-the-scenes content for you to catch up on, and you can see all the antics that goes on whilst we're abroad. And you can ask us questions on our Patreon-only Q&As. All this for less than the price of a pint. Thanks as always for the support. Now back to the episode.
Next one, Captain Robbins in
Mississauga,
Ontario.
Yeah.
Scary Canadian breakfast challenge.
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's not my personal annotation. It is it's just a big breakfast challenge. I think that one had a little bit of beer meets food tax on it as well. But that was a one that, again, I mentioned on the podcast because, again, afterwards I shit my pants. But that was just really difficult. There's nothing really much more to say about that other than that. Only a few people have done it, like 2 or 3 people.
How did it compare to the other breakfast challenge,
It wasn't
Doncaster?
It wasn't as hard, but it wasn't as good. That's not weird. I wasn't as good at that point, but
It wasn't as good, but I was as hard.
No, it's a different breakfast. It's like a Canadian one, so there's like ham on there and like kind of those rustic mashed up hash browns. But there's just so much on there, and like the pancakes were huge. And I think I spoke to Randy about it beforehand, and he was like, "Oh yeah, man, it's easy." And I got there, and I'm like, "Right, it's not the same one that I've seen on the pictures," and that's cool because like it adds a little bit to the. I don't mind them putting
feel like
more
that
on.
seems to always be the case whenever you go to somewhere Randy's gone. It changes when you go.
Not always. I think it's a little unfair, but like a lot of the time it happens. And like honestly, I don't mind if they're going to put 20-30% more on it, and I'm more likely to lose. Fine, right?
Yeah.
But it's only if they really take the piss and it ruins the video, like when they did the Hard Rock Hotel one, and it's like you've just destroyed the video because there's no chance of me doing it, so I can't make anything entertaining out of it anymore. It's not the fact that I'm going to lose that makes me mad. It's the fact that like.
And then they got order 66 in the
Yeah,
comments.
then I know they're going to get on TripAdvisor. They're going to get loads of negative reviews. Hard Rock Hotel can take it. If it's an independent restaurant, they probably can't. So like that's the only thing I'm like. Don't do it, but for your benefit, not mine. I don't care if I lose.
Next one was Bear Grylls Bristol Grand Champion Barbecue Challenge.
Oh yeah, that was another.
Can I ask you a question about this one?
Yes.
This is one of the only challenges on your channel that doesn't follow the same formula for the thumbnail, and it's done like 13 million views. Like, what was the?
Just because I thought it was a cool picture. It's not my picture.
Oh, is it not?
Pure
What's the
nicked,
thumbnail?
mate.
Have a look.
I think it's their own, and I said, like, can I use
Just the food.
Yeah. But it does look cool from it. It's like a top-down shot.
Yeah.
But that was a really old video. I put it in there just because I remember it being difficult, and that was another one where like it had gone through a series of iterations, you know, like of different versions.
Yeah.
Because I remember this person who used to make, I don't know what she's doing now actually, a person called Emma Dalton who used to do food challenges, an English person. She had done it, but it was from what I could assess by the picture, it was a smaller version. They called it something different. They called it like, I don't know, they gave it a different name. And then they launched that one, and loads of people were tagging me in it over the course of like a year, and they were saying like nobody had managed to beat it. So I went down there. It was really, really hard. It took me like the best part, I think, again of like an hour to finish it, and I managed to beat it in the end. And that was another one where that didn't seem to go anywhere. I was in such pain after that. Like I had to drive home from Bristol. In fact, I got former Mrs. Beard to drive home, and well, she's not dead. Right, we should say just for the sake of clarity, but she managed to drive me home, you know, like which she used to do actually quite often, which is nice. But I was in such agony after that. But the worst part about that is that I remember they put up a post saying like, you know, Beard Meats Food did this. I don't think it, like, and a few people had gone in after me naturally to try it and like failed miserably. And they were like, we don't think it can be done. Should we like retire the challenge? So I had commented being like, yeah, mate, nobody's probably going to do that now. Just a bit of a laugh, right? And then they didn't do anything, but they didn't say, you can't attempt it. But then about a year later, I noticed that they had like they posted it again, and it was like the same thing, but about half the size.
Right.
And some guy had gone into some dude, and he had done it in like
Deep Dish Dave, or whatever it's called.
No, he didn't even do food challenges, man.
Right.
Like Steve Smith or something.
Yeah.
Had gone in there,
George
and done
Hudson.
it. And he'd done it in like 22 minutes or whatever. And they were like, but your time's been beaten. I'm like, it's not, it's half the fucking food, you tit, shut up. So that happens. But like, yeah, that was a hard one at the time. If you get the real version, you know.
Next one was Shokku Ramen, Nashville, Tennessee, Spicy Ramen Challenge.
Yeah, nothing much has to be said about that. That was it's essentially the same thing as the Ippon ramen one. Basically the same thing.
I remember this one. Have you photoshopped your face on that? Like with pink eyes and pink nostrils?
Yeah. But yeah, that was, it's basically the same thing as the Ippon ramen one.
Yeah.
The price package isn't as good. You just get a free meal and a t-shirt, but the broth is 4 million Scovilles. So it's like,
My God.
it's the sad thing about that was a load of people were like, it's not doable, it can't be done, and it actually is doable because one person has done it. The only thing you have to be is like you have to be really good at eating. But
Did you
also
fail it then?
Yeah, I lost. Yeah, but as soon as I took like one mouthful, I knew I was going to lose.
But you eat loads as well, though.
It's the heat.
I don't
though.
eat loads, man. I eat like a lot of the solid ingredients, which I've only just touched the broth, and that's enough. Like, there's no way I'd have been drinking that broth. Not a cat and house chance. You couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah, but your stomach must have been killing just after eating all the noodles.
Yeah, it was. My poo was black the next day. Not from like intestinal bleeding, because I just overdosed on Pepto It turns your poo
Oh,
black.
right, okay.
It makes your ears ring as well if you have
Did
too much of
did it take the sting out of your ass when you were pooing then?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it was still pretty bad. But
Have you
was
done that?
one
Have
of
you
those-
ever had like too much of a spicy curry and tried to go for a poo afterwards? Like
Tried
the
to
next
go?
day. Well, had a poo the next day. So
you-
like started sweating.
It's liquid, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's so painful.
Yeah, it's grim.
We should have interspersed this list, by the way, with something entertaining.
Well, we're nearly there now.
Well,
We've
should
got
we-
loads of entertaining shit for after this.
Do we? Okay.
We'll cut this bit out.
Cut it, man. This was not my idea.
It was George's idea.
All right, next one.
Basically, it's doable, but it's really hard. One person's done it, and it takes somebody that's really good with spicy food, but it can be done.
Did you win anything? T-shirt?
Yeah, you just got like a t-shirt and a free meal.
But you didn't get that.
No,
So you
the
didn't-
people. It was good though because the people were laughing at me in the video, which is always good.
Next one, Wren's Pantry, Withernsea, Metre Mac Challenge.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's another place that's closed. I don't think it's my fault. It's not like I ate so much that I put them out of business. But that was a cool one. It's really different as well because it was like they served it in a drain pipe, right? And it was originally a 2-person challenge, which is always cool. They don't have many of those in England. And it used to be like you have to have 2 people and you got 15 minutes to eat a metre-long drain pipe of mac and cheese, right? Which was really good mac and cheese, some of the best I've ever had. Which is mad because it's in England. But nobody could do it like in teams of 2. And it didn't surprise me because it was about £10 of mac and cheese. Right, so between 2 people, you need 2 people that can eat £5, which is not many people. But then they said like you could attempt it solo and you get 10 minutes more, which I thought was a bit like, shouldn't you get double the time at least?
How many minutes more? How many minutes were it to start? With? All
15
listening?
minutes for 2,
Right, okay, yeah.
or
25.
25 solo. So I went down and I did it, and I thought I would lose when I saw it come out. I was like, shit, that is a lot of food, but it's different, you know. Like, let's go for it. And the staff were really nice, but it was so good. It's one of the cases where like the food, even though it's a lot of it, the food was that good. Even the monotony of it, like it didn't really get old.
I think mac and cheese is one of the most overrated food.
Yeah, same.
It's the like.
Nah, if you get it right, I think it's good, man. And plus, because it's soft, like it was, it goes down like pretty easy, you know, because it's kind of like gloopy.
Like rice pudding. Nice, isn't it?
Nice,
Is it
innit,
not?
yeah?
Is it not like super boring to eat in that? Obviously, in that quantity. Like I'd eat a regular bowl of mac and cheese, I'd be bored halfway
Yeah,
through.
it's fucking shite, isn't it? It's
If it had been really bad mac and cheese, yeah, but it wasn't as good. Maybe like by 70% of the way through, I'm like, all right, it's getting a bit old now.
Yeah.
But by that point, you have like bits of garlic bread on top as well. So at the end, I'm not looking forward to the garlic bread. but
mad
it's-
amounts of fat in that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. In fact, that was one where I threw up afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like-
world exclusive.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't normally happen, but like, she'd given me the Ren that owned it. She was like a mum. She's like, "Oh, you look like." I was like, "Nah, I'm fine." I think I might have had dessert afterwards. Actually, it was like hard, but like, like I said, one of those where it tastes good, and I didn't feel because it's soft. It's not. You don't feel like you've got loads of jagged things in your stomach, right? And she's like, "Oh, I'll give you some ginger, like chamomile ginger tea or whatever. It'll make you feel better." I'm like, "I get it, right? Oh, wives' tale ginger's good for like digestion and whatnot." And so I took it. I didn't drink it at the time. And I got back in the car, and Mrs. Beard was with me again. And I was like, "Oh, I might try a little bit of this." And because she had gone for like an ice cream, because she used to go to Withernsea with her granddad. And she's like, "I need to go to this ice cream shop." I'm like, "Cool, just leave me in the car. I'm just gonna chill here and sip some of this ginger." So I'd sip this tea, and it was fucking horrible. It was rancid, and because it was so bad, I sipped it, and instantly I was like,
Cracked the door open.
I just opened the door, just went. Look, I was next to a bank of like grass, right? And so I threw about a pound of this mac and
Some
cheese.
fucking dog comes and eats some ginger mac and cheese.
Do we need that? Was that annotation necessary?
Well,
I don't
yeah.
think people need to picture that. It's bad enough already, but yeah, that was.
How's that the worst thing that's just been said? You
Probably
know
not
about
the worst thing. That was rough, but yeah, that was. It's sad that that's closed because that's one of the better ones in England.
Was that one a Huey or a Ralph?
A what?
You know, he said this on a podcast.
Said this before.
Do it.
Huey or Ralph.
I think I'm always like, if it happens. Yeah, but that was that was unpleasant.
Okay, and the number 1 hardest food challenge Beard Meats Food has ever done for the intro. Holy Moly's Deep South Kitchen in York. Man versus dog challenge.
Yeah, it wasn't me versus a dog at eating. Neither did I eat an actual dog. It was a giant hot dog. Yeah, that's another place that flipping closed down. But yeah, I attempted. That was so difficult that it took me 4 attempts to actually finally beat it. And the time that I actually managed to beat it is it's not on my channel. I was filming a TV show called the 2 Million Calorie Buffet. I've talked about it before. Basic premise of the show was that they wanted to see if anyone was out there could eat so much at a buffet that the buffet would lose money on this particular person. And to set the scene of who I was, they wanted to get some footage of me doing an eating challenge. And so I did this one it was like a 4-foot long hot dog, and they would serve it to you 2 feet at a time. Because most people couldn't get through the first 2 feet, right? And they'd always said it was like an 8-pound food challenge, right? And I knew it was more because I had attempted it 3 times and lost. And so the TV show had them weigh it, and when they weighed it, it was 11.5 pounds, right? And when you think of this as a hot dog, like a giant bun, it's got like these massive like bockwurst sausages in it, topped with chili and cheese. And back then, I used to do this thing. You know, like now I'll get Diet Coke to aid it in its passage down. Back then, I used to get like chocolate milkshake. As if it's not hard enough already, I'll have this big, thick, creamy milkshake on top. And that was another one. Funny story about this one. Again, it ends in pant shitting. But I was wearing these grey joggers because I knew it was going to be a stretch, right? So I was wearing these grey joggers, and the camera crew that were filming this TV show. So I finished it, and I'm like, oh yes, I finally managed to beat it. And a lot of people in the restaurant, so they're applauding and stuff like that. It took everything I had to get it down. And then I was like, oh man, I think I'm gonna throw up. I didn't actually throw up, but like I ran outside and I thought I was like gagging. I was like, and as I gagged, I shit my pants. But because I've got these light grey joggers on, there's like there's a dark patch. Oh. And the cameraman's showing me the footage afterwards. He's like showing me this footage, and he's like, yeah, like that. He's showing me this footage afterwards. And you just grabbed your. He's showing me the footage. I'm like.
Now he's shaking this dude's hand.
Yeah, I'm like, well, feel free to use the footage, man. I'm not sure you're going to get that cleared on Channel 4, but I wish I had that footage now, yeah. Yeah, that's probably the hardest. I don't know if it's the hardest I've ever done objectively, but certainly at the time, 11.5 pounds is like daft. That's a daft amount to eat, especially when you add to that chocolate milkshake and water and all the rest of it. So, yeah.
Well, in spirit of that story, should we move on to the next section where I have a fatherhood fail?
Till is bumping ahead, falling down the stairs. It's time we hear the tales of Josh's fathering fails.
Admittedly, like, this isn't necessarily my fail. I don't like. I realise every time we do this, I'm sort of like palming off the fails.
It's more Tilly's fail.
Yeah. Have you got your phone connected to that?
Not currently.
It's all right. I can hold I'll hold my phone up.
This AC needs to go off. I'm fucking freezing now. Can we turn the heating off?
You could have said it a bit more politely.
Yeah, sorry. It's like deep. Yeah, but like we're not really like this, are we?
No.
We
you have come with a
play
bit like a bit of aggression today.
Yeah, but do you know the Trip, Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon, where they play fictionalized versions, like caricatures of themselves? That's essentially what this is. I don't go around just swearing at Josh all day long and trying to fight him. It's just I'm supposed to be the miserable one, right? That's the name of the thing.
Is that what we called it that far?
Yeah, well, I don't know. What were we doing? Oh, yeah, the fail thing, yeah.
Do we start this again?
That's fine. Go.
Yeah. So yeah, I know I keep palming off like the fails on everybody else, and I'm pretty sure this one isn't my fail. And everybody pleased to know that football went smoothly this weekend. No dramas, didn't have to kill anybody.
Good.
Admittedly, as I was there, I'm thinking maybe I might have over-egged it a little bit because this kid was quite nice this week, and I think he's a bit younger than Tilly, so you know. It is what it is.
Feeling some remorse now.
Nah.
You bastard.
But I picked Tilly up last night from childcare, and it's not too far away from our house. So Danielle and I walked up. I thought, we'll take a little push bike with you, them like they can push leg on either side. Anyway, we sat off on
bicycle.
Yeah, but it didn't have pedals. They don't have, like, it's like a bike without pedals. They use the legs to like push.
Oh, right.
Those exist.
Yeah, do you want me to show you a video so you understand what I mean?
I don't care that much.
Look,
but like,
see.
Oh right, yeah, like a kid's. I was just picturing something. Obviously, she is a kid, but I was thinking, seems kind of pointless when you just put like pedals on just in case they want to use them.
They can't really like that's. It's called a balance bike, I think. So I think if you had pedals on, they'd just fall off, and then you have to start doing stabilizers. Anyway,
never mind.
We probably get about a quarter of the way home, and she goes, "I need a poo," and we're like, "All right, we'll be home shortly. You know, you'll be all right." So she goes a little bit further. She's like, I desperately need a poo. So she jumps off her bike, ditches it, just sets off running.
She just leave Danielle with it?
Yeah, so she was left us both. She just ditched the bike, set off running. So we, like she could see how far, like the house is, over there. And I thought this is so funny. So I set off running after it and I thought, I'll do like a little interview and I won't show you the footage, but I'll play the audio because it's too...
The footage is good though, mate. I get why you don't want to show it.
We're too close to the house. Like,
it's chaotic, man. Let me see at least.
Why are we running?
We're running home because I need a poo and a wee.
How badly do you need a poo?
Very, very.
Go down there, look, it's quicker.
still got an helmet on.
It's the
Tell me what
urgency,
you're
man.
feeling.
Poo-wee.
You're feeling the poo. All right. We'll check back in once we have an answer and an outcome. So catch you later.
Yeah, catch you later.
What you don't know is that like
catch you
about
later.
8 minutes later, she pooed herself. Didn't quite
Yeah,
make it.
unfortunately, we're RIP to a pair of knickers. But that's my fail of the week, boys. Unfortunately, she shit her pants.
So is Danielle just in the background pushing her bike back?
Yeah, you can see like way back, like a little dot in the background.
Like,
I was surprised how far she could run, and she didn't stop. And imagine trying to run whilst you've shit yourself.
Well, look at you, man. It's athleticism clearly runs in the family.
Yeah, so that'll be a fail of the week. So yeah, what else is on the list, George?
Probably allowable that a child of Tilly's age shits her pants.
Yeah, I thought fair play to her.
Compared to
Like she
somebody
did tell us she needed to shit, and before that, I did say like, I sort of looked at Danielle. I'm like, she would just let her have like a wild poo, you know? So that's some baby
you got
wipes.
wiped
back.
though then.
You had some baby wipes.
Oh yeah, should have just done a wild.
Danielle's like, she's not pooing outside. I'm like,
Character forming.
I'm
man.
like, yeah, but
Bear Grylls would have.
it's a bit,
Anyway,
a bit desperate. Desperate times.
Bear Grylls. That's the second time. I meant not the restaurant. The actual guy, Bear Grylls. It was actually not called Bear. Anyway,
so I thought we'd introduce a new segment to the podcast.
fucking hell, that's exciting. Jingle.
Are you being serious or are you being
I'm
sarcastic?
being completely serious.
Okay. I thought we'd introduce a new segment where each week we read out the weirdest message you have received.
Thank fuck it's not that. I thought it was going to be my sister's dating life. Genuinely.
I'll say that.
Has she met the Irish guy yet?
No, but she came to my house yesterday and was far too enthusiastic about telling me that she had slept with some guy that plays rugby for some team. She wouldn't, probably because she knows this podcast exists, would not tell me who or for what team. But she's just like she's unstoppable really at this point. She's just a voracious sexual appetite which cannot be quelled or quenched. She's just relentlessly shagging, man. Top shagger.
Fair play to her, man.
My dad be turning in his grave.
That shot all over my segment.
Did it?
Well, that's better than my segment.
Nah,
Anyway,
it can't be, George. Come on. You
Well-
have to give us a jingle, though.
we've got a jingle.
Oh, what the fuck? Now I'm excited.
Adam's hella sus DMs.
It's not really a jingle so much as like a sting, but like that's a
Yeah.
good one. Adam's hella sus DMs.
Hella sus DMs. So
What the fuck is this? Have you got one?
I've got some, but I'm gonna cast it over to you and see if you can, like, if you thought of one that's weird that's happened this week. If you can't, I've got a couple that I can read out.
All right.
So do you want to go through and have a look, or do you want me to just read these out?
Look through my date, lad. It took me about 4 hours. I remember I did. There's one that comes to mind from this week, but I sent it in the chat. So
Yeah, I might have it then.
you've got it. Right, okay.
So first DM.
Don't say the person's name though, because I don't want to dig
Well, I
him
don't
out.
have
'cause-
the person's name.
Dig him out.
So the first one I've got, someone sent you a message saying, "Beard, can you help, please? We are big fans of your food channel. Full stop. Hey, Mr. Aspinall. Me and my brother are your big fans of yours. We have bought tickets to your Manchester event. I'm 27, but my brother is only 16 and did not realise the event was 18 plus and spent £670 and the tickets are non-refundable. Is there any way he can get in accompanied by me as an adult or anything you can do? Thanks, Sam and Jack. Good luck with your fight. If not, thanks anyway."
Well, there's nothing I can do, but
Because you are not Tom Aspinall.
if Tom's listening, or if you want to clip this into like a little clip and we can tag Tom, do him a favour. Do him a solid, Tom, yeah? I'm sure he likes rice pudding as well. So give him a free ticket or a refund or something.
It is nice, isn't it?
Hold on, wait. Somebody messaged Adam, then said, "Good luck with your fight." What's he saying?
Someone said, "Beard, can you please help? We are big fans of your food channel." Full stop. Hey, Mr. Aspinall. So it's like, what? Who do you think you're talking to?
I don't know what I can really do with that. It's not quite within my purview of responsibilities. But if Tom is listening, I'm sure he's not. Certainly after he came on the podcast. But if he is listening, Give the fella a refund, will you? Who the fuck spends 600 quid watching I wouldn't watch
And how would you...
Danielle fight Nurse Ricky in a bikini oiled up for 600 quid.
You fucking won.
That's disgusting,
And how
Josh.
would you not realise that a fighting event would be 18 plus?
Yeah, and it's in Manchester, that new arena in Manchester at 3 o'clock in the morning to be
Nah,
in
fair
line
cop.
with-
I understand why you might not know it's 18 plus if you've not read the small print. I mean, it is your responsibility.
Admittedly, George, like when this goes up, the fight's happened. So, like this,
Who was he fighting anyway?
Curtis Blades. So it's a guy that
He's
he fought
fought him already.
Yeah, but he blew his knee out on literally the first exchange. So it's his one and only loss, I believe.
Who did Curtis Blades did or Tom did?
Tom. So like a couple of years ago.
I think I might have been watching that. You know,
Yeah.
We talked about it on the
he's
podcast
lost
with
it.
Tom Aspinall.
did we? Yeah. Lad, I was like in my. I was just like
Tuned out.
I was singing like "Cool on the Gang" in my head that whole time.
So many people ask me about that whole like interaction.
Well,
And admittedly, we let a few of our real thoughts slip on last week's Patreon. I saw it in the comments. I'm like, oh shit! didn't we?
Look, man, if you're turning up 1 hour late to a podcast, you're not complaining. You're gonna get dug out. I'm
Yeah, a
just
bit
saying.
rude, a little bit rude because we
Anyway.
pulled out all the stops.
But I very much hope he wins. I don't hope he gets chinned. Anyway,
Next DM, I've got another one. Some woman replied to a story of, it looks like your shoes or your feet, and just put...
but whoa. I would never post a picture of my feet.
Well, it must have been a start of a video then or something, but it's of...
Is it of my
your-
Vans? I
Yeah.
got some new Vans which are like
Yeah,
really
they look
wacky.
floral. They look flowery.
Yeah.
And she's replied to that saying, fit, fire emoji. You did not reply. And then she sent a following message saying, you never told me I have nice boobs. Now I'm offended, lol.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. Imagine that. First of all, the fact that you replied saying that my Vans are nice, or Vans are fit, appreciate that. I mean, I can't take credit, didn't design them, but they are cool. But then, like, out of nowhere to say, you didn't tell me my boobs were nice. First of all, even if you had sent me a picture of your boobs to review, I would not have sent a message back saying they're nice from a verified Instagram account. So it could get me into quite a lot of hot water. And secondarily, I wouldn't say they were not nice, because that would be offensive to you. I'd probably just go like, I don't know what to do. and ignore
Remain
it.
neutral.
But yeah, I don't know why. I mean, why would I? I've not seen a picture of your boobs, thankfully. So like, I can't really tell you if they are nice. I'm sure they're great.
Speaking of
Very strange.
boobs, actually, I got a message. I got there was a comment on the podcast page from a lady that said I do OnlyFans. Then the same lady commented on my Instagram with a picture of me, you, and James Smith, and put, "Josh, you are beautiful." Who, as I mentioned, was an OnlyFans lady.
Oh, right, let's see the profile then. This is the person that said you were beautiful.
Yeah. Don't go liking a bunch of stuff like.
I'm not. I'm just looking.
So I didn't know what to respond. I think I put something like, "Thank you." What do you say to that?
Well,
Thanks for the compliment.
I mean, like, you got to follow it back, right? Yeah.
No. Daniel's looking over my shoulder.
That's the least you can do. But is business service? Is OnlyFans a business service?
I'm sure pay taxes.
I'm not sure it's a business service, is it? I mean, I suppose it is a service of types. I don't know.
So yeah, compliments flying everywhere. But you see, you're not going to use the nice boobs lying on anybody, you know?
No, and you know what? Like, I will say, when you wear something which is ironed, it's a rare occurrence. You do use. I mean, like, I probably would. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Is it that bad? This? Is it that bad? You're ironing.
yeah. Well, if you pull it down, though,
My boobs look nice.
no, they look like a little soft, man. It looks like you've been on some of that stuff that aromatizes in crates.
Let's go. Everybody on gear.
Let's go.
Right, should we play a big fact hunt?
Yeah. No more sus DMs.
There's no more sus DMs.
Get your sus DMs in.
No.
To read. Yeah. And
your
if you've
submissions.
got some nice boobs, submit them as well.
Don't submit pictures of your boobs to me. Do not, right? In fact, if I get any pictures now, they're not going to open.
Okay.
Fuck that first half of this podcast. Get rid of that. It's really fucking shy. What's it laughing at?
I can't show you this. Look at that.
Oh my god. Brother. Sister Beers just found something at Adam's house. Sent him a picture.
Oh dear. Okay, who wants first question?
I thought I'd like chain that person up. No, I'm joking. I'll go first.
Okay. So, Pret a Manger is a popular sandwich chain in the UK, But what does the French name mean in English?
Oh, I didn't. I did French for 1 year, I think. Jesus, I was terrible at it.
Prêt à manger.
I've honestly got no idea. I'm trying to think like the
Pret, manger, manager. Pretty manager.
I think manger is something to do with eating. Place to eat. Bummer.
Close. Ready to eat.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with myself there. For
Yeah.
process of elimination, I got part of it right.
Okay, Josh.
What happens if you mix red and green?
What colour is the sky? How many keys are there on a full-size piano?
Ooh, false.
I don't even know what the difference is, a full size or a quarter size or.
Well, it's not like a child's little keyboard, like a full-length piano.
Can I have it within like 10? Do I get like?
No.
Come on.
Well, if that's right, I'm getting half a point for that. So if you lose, then you've lost this week.
You could try and break it down in that pianos.
Don't be giving them clues.
Octaves.
Don't be giving them clues.
I don't know what an octave is, mate.
Oct.
Or 8.
So how many octaves do you think there'll be on a piano?
I reckon there'll be like 10. I reckon there'll be 10 of the white, 10 times 8 of the white ones, and then 10 of the black ones.
So are you saying 10 octaves, which would be 108 keys?
No, 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 10. 80 keys.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
And there's a black one in between each 10. So 8.
So what's your answer? How many keys?
Get your fucking phone away. Give him a different question.
Is that right? 88?
Did you cheat?
No. Think about it.
But swear on.
Tilly's.
No, not Tilly's. That's too extreme. Swear on your granddad's life because he's probably not got long left.
That's awful. I swear you're
True,
like 10, 80, 10.
Yeah, he swear.
Didn't swear it.
No, but I believe him. Like,
Yeah.
I know when he's being honest. All right, give it.
I would never have guessed. I mean, if you hadn't said an octave or.
Yeah, precisely. So if he had not had a clue,
Oh, yeah.
he would not have got it.
I would have said like 100.
Ah, well, he needs it. He needs it.
Yeah, I give him that. You know, he needs a little bit of help in life.
Oh, man, I think I need to,
Especially-
I'm going to
especially lately.
retire from today, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much work going on in the industry, is there?
Oh, is that funny, is it? Is it funny over there?
Quite funny to me, yeah.
Eh?
I'm allowed to joke about it. I'd give you work. But not for me, you'd be basically unemployed, lad. You'd be down getting job seekers.
What the fuck are you on about?
sir, can I have some more?
Eating groove for your breakfast.
No more beard mixed food videos, lad. We'll just carry on
promise?
doing it. Promise?
Sweet. I'll be back up to like 3 million views an episode now.
Don't threaten Adam with a good time. Right, should we finish on a fest pit?
Have we done that long already?
Yeah.
I was
Done
getting
about
it.
an
No
hour.
more talking
Let's get
points. Can I
into
just
it.
tell you?
We've got more talking points.
I got.
I'm not even miserable.
I
this week.
got. Speaking of, there is actually no work in the industry at the minute. Adam seems to find that funny in his fucking mansion. Although I did get a job.
Mansion?
I did get a job offer last night. So my phone started ringing at I think about 8 o'clock at night. So it had gone from the landline number to my mobile. And I thought, I've no way I'm fucking answering this at this time. And then I get a message on LinkedIn, and it's the head of media at The Sun, not at the, I thought it were ITV. So the head of media...
No, mate. Come on. We've got too many Scouse mates.
Yeah, I thought it were ITV. But anyway, the guy were like, oh, we need somebody to film in Hare Hills tomorrow because it was on fire last week, if you've seen that.
You know what? I'm glad, without, I know you can finish your story, sorry to interject, but I'm glad that not that you didn't film it, because, you know, work's work, but I'm glad that I had to come in here today, meaning you were unable to film it, because you can only imagine the spin the Sun is going to put on that story.
Yeah,
you can
true.
only imagine it.
So I get it, the message basically says we need a cameraman to go up to Hare Hills to do like interviews with business owners, and there's a reporter there. Can you do it? So I thought, all right, well, maybe. I thought we were recording a podcast, but if Adam's got free time, I'll just ask him. So I said to you, have you got any more time to move? And you couldn't. And then I replied and said, give me 10 minutes. I'll just find out if I can move some stuff around. What's the payment? Like, do you have a set rate, or do you just accept the rate of a videographer? So the guy replied to me, you'll love this. He goes, yeah, the set rate is £250, but we could probably get a bit more with it being late notice. And
How long was the shoot?
I don't know, a day, a morning.
£250?
Yeah, so like before everyone starts shouting and saying that's a lot of money to turn down, if you're turning up to the other side of Leeds with £8,000 worth of camera equipment, like that's an offensive amount of money to be like, that's the rate.
£250. That is like, that makes me want to throw up.
How mental is that?
Get more than that from a gig. And that's
Exactly.
like
Did you
2
laugh at
hours
him?
work.
Did you tell him? Do you like, are you joking me, mate? Like,
You
you should have given him like, great, my takeaway is cameraman's number. He'd have done it on a...
For £250, like you might as well be doing it on your phone. Isn't that mental?
Yeah. You wouldn't be shooting out like a FS5 or whatever.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, we've got FX6 sticks, microphone that's like £1,000. I'm like, and the offer was £250, but we might be able to get you a bit more.
You should have made a video for your channel about that and actually rocked up with an iPhone and done it.
Yeah, you get
and
what
then
you
when
pay
it all kicks off,
You
like
get what you
just
pay
film
for.
the whole fucking thing.
Mike would have done that on an iPhone with like the little kind of lapel mic with the dead cat on it. I bet you would have turned up and you'd had better gear than like a normal like TV crew would have had.
100%.
You know what I mean?
But I could not believe that was the offer.
Well, I'm glad that I don't know if I should say I'm glad that you didn't. No, I'm glad that you didn't do it. Fuck those guys.
But like you said, the Sun may have put a... I couldn't have done it for the Sun. I didn't realise it was the Sun.
That's good. You wouldn't have done it for the Sun?
No.
Man of integrity. Nice.
Can't do that. We've been on 2 minutes Scousers. You mentioned it before. Did I tell
you're
you
right.
Paul Smith?
Never it wasn't even counting. I was thinking like, it's counting other people.
Paddy Pimblett. You see, he was screaming, like, he's been kicking off. And he was screaming that England lost. Were he in Spain or something?
He was happy that they lost.
God's sake, man.
Scouse, not English, lah. I think
Is he like, when was the last
that's
time he
just
fought? Like
strange, that.
2019?
he's fighting
or
this
something?
weekend
Is he? Where at?
at Manchester Arena.
Is it like, obviously it's some big event, but like, what is it, like UFC 602?
It's like, I don't know what number
Is
it
that the
is.
same card Tom's fighting on?
Yeah, it's pretty much a full
Is it on
English
a
card.
reasonable time?
No, it's on at 3 o'clock in the morning, mate.
Even though it's in England?
The main card starts at 3
Oh,
a.m.
that's proper boring, mate.
Stupid.
Like, can you imagine staying up to... I just couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, if it was on at like a reasonable time, like even at midnight, I'd watch it. Why at 3?
Yeah, the prelims start at 1 a.m. because
You know
they're
what-
basically keeping it in line with like Vegas time.
Yeah, but like as well, what I've realised is that like people don't even know the English fighters. Like people that follow UFC in America, all right, they might be casuals, but when I said like I had filmed with Tom Aspinall, a mate of mine who watches UFC, don't know how much he's into it. He's like, I said something like film with the interim heavyweight champion. He's like, oh, John Jones, and I'm like, no, he's a different guy. I don't know why he doesn't fight. But he's like, oh, I've not heard of him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
people don't even know they are, you know. So like, why pander to that audience, man? Like, why is that a priority?
It is weird, that, isn't it? It's like...
It's your biggest catchment for that on TV. It's still going to be in England.
John Jones has been around for a long time, though, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, it's beside the point. He still needs to fight again to be the anyway. Well, but this is all boring shit because the fight's already happened by the time people listen to this. But needless to say, didn't go to Hare Hills, didn't video for the Sun, didn't do it for 250 quid.
I said when that was going on, and you a bunch of people saying like, is at Beat's food safe? Like I was gonna be down there. I thought, like, fuck, I might get down there, cook myself a meal on like a burning car. Like I survived the Leeds riots, eating like meat off like a burning vehicle.
I think it's so funny when people do that thing on Facebook, you know, like check in as safe.
Yeah.
And it's like shit that's happening like
Yeah, my granddad does
in
that.
some other country somewhere. It's
He
like,
does.
"Yeah, just checked in as safe."
Safe from the tsunami and wherever.
Yeah.
Lost dog in Ecuador. That's my granddad's best thing.
Sharing those.
Right, so what are we doing?
First pit,
All
let's
right.
finish.
Those lad.
9 years after leaving school, I arranged a meeting with the girl who bullied me to get some answers why she made my school life hell. We spoke for a couple of hours, then spontaneously snogged each other. She bullied me because she was in love and was scared to show it. Engage now.
Nah, come on.
Ooh, that could be true, that. Yeah?
I don't doubt that it could be true, but like,
That is a whole dynamic, like a bully and a victim sort of thing.
yeah, but if you were,
Can be a dynamic.
if you were,
Yeah, look at this. Every week this comes
You've been
fucking-
you bully George every
Whoa,
week.
don't try...
That's the chain. Bully, then bully.
Yes, I'm the gaffer though. So like, I bully you. That's all right, but like, you can't really bully Josh because he's on your payroll. You're not on my payroll.
You fucking hell, where you going about it? In the economy of beer meets food, you think that all this is... You think the fucking world revolves around...
Let's go back to that for a second. First of all, if it was 9 years ago, let it go, man. Kids are kids, right? What do you mean you arranged a meeting? Hi, you used to bully me at school. Want to get together? Like, who's going for that? If somebody from school
To get some answers.
try to meet up with me now, I wouldn't even respond to him. You know what I mean? In fact, to me, I literally never spoke to him at school ever. And they messaged me saying, the other day saying, all right, mate, nice to see you doing well. Can't believe we're all like 39 this year. I'm like, I've literally never spoken to you. Like, we're in the same school year. I was just like, delete.
Are you at that age where people like dropping off?
What, dying?
Yeah.
What, 39?
Yeah.
That's what Jen was saying. She goes to more funerals than weddings.
She
and
did.
stuff, she was saying.
I've probably been at more funerals than weddings, but like, I found something sad. I didn't really know her that well, but I was talking to a friend of mine, like, who when we were at college, this girl used to be in his class, and she was like our age. She died like last week or something. Huh?
You said our age.
Not like, I don't mean you and me. I mean like
right.
me and him.
Okay.
And I don't know. That's a random, completely pointless. But it's just sad, when you hear about people that die at such a young age. You think it's shit, man. Like,
it's a
lottery, man.
It's probably a good reason to try and do what you want as opposed to.
But it's not really a funny story, right? But my sister was telling me last night that. So we got on to talk about my dad. And my dad's passed on now. He's deceased. He's at peace somewhere. But we got on to talking, like, once when we were younger, about 3 or 4 months, there was a hole in a door, like one of our internal doors at home. And I was like, hey, Jen, you remember like that when we had like 3 or 4 months, that there was a hole in the door between like the living room and the hallway? And Jen starts laughing. She's like, yeah, I can't believe you did that. I was like, what, you know how it got there? Because I remember asking Mum back then, she was like, I don't know, like something just fell into it or something. And when your kid just take what your mum says. Right? Yeah. She's like, yeah, Dad put it there. I was like, doesn't surprise me. I think back. But apparently what he'd done is, right, so my dad's 40th birthday.
The fuck is Jenny here? She's got. What was that?
Hers be like.
That rugby player next door with Jen.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird switch to go from that to what.
Go on,
no, it's just
your dad. I assume.
So I'm like, why did he do it? So Jen's like, I don't really know. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll phone my mum. So my mum answers, and I'm like, Mum, you remember when that hole was in the door? She's like, yeah. I'm like, why did that happen? So she said, I don't know if I should tell you. I was like, go on, you can tell me. She said, well, you know your dad's 40th birthday party? I was like, yeah, I remember it, like vaguely. She's like, well, one of his friends went to his birthday party that he had, and loads of people were there, and he said, my dad was trying to get him to stay, and he said, I can't, I've got to go home for some reason. My dad's like, I'll stay for another pint or whatever. And I think he did. But then went home, and he went home and he died in a car crash on the way home. So now I'm like, my dad like blamed himself because like he stayed for that, all the drink. But yeah, he'd like put my dad being, you don't know my dad, but yeah, his reaction to that was to destroy property, inanimate objects. So he put his, but I'm thinking it was a thick door, man.
Yeah.
So I didn't know but he did that with his bare fist and fucking punched a hole in the door.
That's a sad story, that.
It's sad, right? That's crazy.
Admittedly, it makes sense for him to not tell you that as a kid. So your old man, like, aside from that story, he got stabbed, puts his hand through doors. What else has he done?
I don't know, all kinds of shit. I don't know, but like I was saying to my sister, if he'd actually done anything remarkable in his life, you could actually make a decent film out of it. But yeah, he didn't really.
Maybe that could be the start of the story, the prequel to The Beard Meets Food.
Prequel to yeah. I was thinking, the other day, like Blue always wants to make films. I was thinking you could make like a gritty film about. Admittedly, this is like a bare bones outline. Imagine a story about a competitive eater, washed up, bit shit, needs to make ends meet. So he has to smuggle drugs in.
Make ends meet.
Good one. So he has to smuggle drugs in Johnny's, but he can smuggle loads of drugs. So he gets in deep with the mob.
Yeah.
And we just kind of working it from there. But I'll pitch that to him later. Obviously, I'd have to star in it.
Sounds
and
super
fund
niche.
And fund it. Anyway. Mad, doesn't it? Imagine how guilty you'd feel. Imagine if I keep you here now and we have like a coffee after this. I'm like, don't go yet, mate. Have another coffee, keep me company. And you die in a car accident.
Yeah.
Butterfly effect, man.
That's just unlucky though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you still are responsible, aren't you?
I know, but you can't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I honestly don't believe you'd be that ass, to be honest.
That'd be like that would heavily affect me.
Would it? Yeah.
Yeah. Because you've got a family. It would if it happened to me. I wouldn't care. But like if it happened to you,
Tilly got a godfather.
No, there's no religious...
Come on. She needs to go somewhere if you both snuff it. Like, where's she going?
Not to you.
Come live with me. Do you know what's the most offensive thing? I know I'm going on here. But my sister said to me a couple of weeks ago, I was like, where's Noah going?
Yeah.
My nephew. Like, in the event that you and Scott, her husband, ex-husband, both die.
Yeah.
Less likely now that they don't travel places together because they're divorced, but like still could happen. She's like, well, she'd go to like Scott's family. I'm like, the fuck? He'd go to Scott's family. I'm like, the fuck he would, man. Like, I'm gonna equalize the two. This motherfucker, like, steal him, take him to a different country. Can't have them raising him.
Yeah, but you think you wouldn't want the responsibility of trying to bring up a child?
No, but it'd be like that movie.
Big Daddy.
Nah, what's the film where he's got like the kid and it? Man, they're on like a fishing boat or something. At the start, like he has a kid, and I'm rambling, but somebody dies and he gets this kid, and then he can't handle
like
the kid.
Forrest Gump with his kid.
You wouldn't want the responsibility of a child.
No, but like it's not about want, is it? It's about what you are responsible for by default.
I understand.
Right. Anyway, I don't know why did I talk about that? Are we wrapping it there? We're wrapping it?
Should we move on to
more
Patreon?
first bits.
All right, go on.
Oh, there are more?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So following on from that sad story, just accidentally used my company credit card instead of my own for OnlyFans. I seriously have no idea how I'm going to talk my way out of this. Think I've jeopardised my whole career for a £5 wank.
I mean, I understand that OnlyFans exist, but I've never met anybody that subscribes. I'd like to know how many people subscribe to an OnlyFans.
They wouldn't admit it though, would they?
Yeah.
I suppose.
The only person I know would admit it probably would be like Blewett or Tom next door. So we could ask them.
They've got clients next door, so I would ask.
Well, when the clients leave.
Yeah, I'll send them a message, see if we can get on before I end the podcast.
Tell them, like, say, under pain of death, admit this truthfully. Have you ever, or do you know anyone who has ever paid for OnlyFans? Is it like a standard, I've said this before, is it like a flat rate, like £5 gets you everything or what?
I don't know. I think it's like a tier-based subscription thing.
Like Patreon?
Shall I...
Like a sexy
Shall I
Patreon?
DM my... What was the sex... There was the sex worker consultant. We've got the OnlyFans lady that said I was beautiful, so I could ask her what the protocol is.
Yeah, I feel like you're getting yourself into something there. Like if Daniel ever gets your phone.
Field research.
Yeah. But Bluett's put side emojis. Do you guys pay for OnlyFans or know anybody that does? So Tom Blewett must...
I rate he looks the type. You know? I just, well, you know me, I don't watch porn, so like I certainly wouldn't ever pay for it.
I suppose it's a bit more honest porn, is that, Nick? Because it's like that, they're volunteering to sort of do it themselves.
Volunteering?
Well, yeah,
you're not doing it for fucking charity, mate.
No, but
there might be some people that do. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure like the porn industry's a bit murky, but I suppose if you're just like
a bit murky,
yeah, taking pictures of your own arsehole.
Yeah, you do what you want.
$5.
Do what you want.
Tenner,
There's no way I'm paying for it. Like I maybe for me, like if you set up an OnlyFans, I'd subscribe. I wouldn't watch the content, obviously.
Glad we're getting there, to be fair. Yeah. George, we're taking pictures of my feet soon.
Yeah. Why me?
If it was,
why are you incapable?
You're in employment. My shoulder's so done for. I might not be able to do this fight with Danny.
But yeah, we need to get that right.
Oh no! Oh no!
We should do that next week, actually. Are you free next week?
God.
Yeah.
Next week, then.
Yeah, all right, whatever, yeah.
Get it done.
Yes.
What the fuck did I just say? I said, yeah, man. Scold you. We're getting there now. We're getting
all right, last first bit. Just had my first wank under the Starmer government. Wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be, to be honest. Not entirely convinced they can deliver the change they've been promising.
That's funny. It's not real, but it's like funny.
We don't do politics on this show.
Nah.
Yeah, we try not to.
Biden's out though, isn't he? He said he's not running again. I'm joking. I don't want to talk about it. I know nothing about American politics.
For some reason, I don't really watch TV, but like, you know that Victoria Derbyshire thing? It's like a crappy news thing. It's on really late, like 11, 12 o'clock. No. But it's like, anyway, it's on Channel 4 or something. It's like a news show, but like they just talk politics, right? It's an English woman, right? That's the name of the woman. And they're talking about American politics for whatever reason for like an hour. But that one part, as the woman's talking about like Biden dropping out, it had like a supercut of him falling over. I'm like, how is this made out of TV? So it's just him falling over and like looking off wistfully into the distance when, like, you know, he's seeing the fairies or whatever. And they played this like minute-long supercut of all the daft shit he's done. I'm thinking, does he need that? Is that what you want to do with the guy? He's gone, hasn't he now?
He's terrified. The whole like landscape is just mental. Like I saw like a Trump rally where there were, is it Hulk Hogan? Brother, he is the best president. I'm like, this guy's 400 years old. He's ripping his top off.
Hogan. They probably paid him though. So like, I'll just believe in my mind they paid him to do it.
Well, he's been
that makes
in the news before for racism as Hulk Hogan.
Has
so
he?
Yeah.
Has he?
Anyway, this is murky territory.
Runs wild on you. You ever see those old promos? It's him and like Macho Man Randy Savage. They've done like
that is just cocaine.
All the cocaine. Like there was no cocaine left on the planet. He's like, And you're like, whoa, chill, man. I wonder how they survive with like that
Steroids.
and the steroids.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
I don't know how they could, because you see it and it's like a 5 minute long of them talking like that, and it's like yeah, you're just like, oh god,
Relax.
just shit yourself or something. Like,
Yeah. I've never really understood wrestling. Even when I was a kid, I wasn't really into it. I've got a mate now that watches it. He's always told me, like, he always will talk to me, because obviously I make YouTube videos. He'll be like, you know what? That Logan Paul actually seems like a nice guy. And I'm like, fuck you. And I'll go off for like 5 minutes to the toilet, just sit in the toilet by myself, come back and be like, are you done now? Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just do that again and be like, yeah, sorry, Adam, sorry.
So you didn't watch the Jake Paul fight then? No?
Did I say Jake Paul meant Logan? The one that does the wrestling.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
Oh, no.
if you're fans of the Paul brothers.
Oh, yeah, huge fan. Yeah.
What's your beef?
I don't have beef. I'm
What,
obviously
tofu?
not a fan. Yeah.
Roger that. Right, we've got plenty of other shit for Patreon then. We'll move across. Let's go. Thank you everybody for listening, watching and persevering. I'm glad you noticed that top 10 list quickly got cut down to a top 5 when George said it.
Yeah, it was too long. I think that might actually be equally as bad as the one last week. You might have to go back and change last week's title. So
Yeah,
it's not
last
clickbait.
week's was worst.
That performed well.
Did it do really bad?
We literally put, this is the worst podcast ever, therefore straight 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but that's like supposed to appeal to people's sense of humor. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Bye.